all. So glad you're listening in. My name is Tina Provenzano. I am a professional intuitive, channel of Oliver, a certified spiritual life coach, and an inner child advocate. Oliver is my guide, and he helps me help me, and he helps me help all of you. In this clip, Oliver and I are joined by the amazing and talented Lindsay Morlock. Lindsay calls herself a corporate COO by day, and she says she moonlights as an intuitive, a breathwork facilitator, and she is also a scientific hand analyst, not to mention my beautiful soul sister. Lindsay and I talk about alignment here. And this is a topic that we could probably discuss for an entire day or more. We wouldn't run out of things to say. And in my opinion, this is the space. Alignment is the space that you create in your life where you finally learn to trust yourself. It's that big. So have a listen. And at the end of the video, I have an incredible introductory offer for the expanded 10-week online version of the Divine Family Program. And that is happening starting mid-October. So check it out. So we're going to move on to the second most important topic, which is not that there's any important order here, but alignment. Alignment is everything. I'm not surprised by him saying this needed to be discussed, right? We talked about being connected to spirit, but the truth is, you know, you're like a hollow, the Native Americans call it the hollow bone, right? And you're always connected. You're never disconnected from this part of yourself. But how much information actually comes through, right? How much information you actually read correctly, how much, how aligned you and good you feel on a daily basis is very dependent upon the hollowness of this bone. Because if you fill it with a ton of mind, emotion, the two, right? The two that will always throw us off track is our thoughts or our emotion, or about how we feel about what we're thinking, right? Those two things will kind of throw us off, right? And so to really understand alignment, what I want you to, what I'm going to go into real quick is vibration and feelings and a tiny bit into law of attraction, but not really. So Linz, if you can bring up the scale. So thanks. Okay. So on this scale, what I would suggest, and if you want a copy of this, just, I don't know, is there a way for them to capture it? Can we send it to them? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just let me know. Send me an email. Find a way to reach out to me, and I'll definitely get you this vibe scale if you want it. But what this is a way for you to see where you are on this vibrational mood scale. Because when you're in the green, right, which you'll see, actually, yeah, just go to the next. Yeah, go to the next one. This is the scale here, right? And this is about as much as we can, put a scale. I think that this was actually created by Abraham Hicks, and it's had some modifications along the way, but props to them. So when you are in the green, right, when you're feeling joy, appreciation, right, optimism, love, all those feel-good feelings, what that says is the way you're looking at the situation that's making you feel that way, right, is in harmony with the way your inner being sees the situation, the way your God self, the way spirit sees the situation. And it also says that your inner child doesn't have any beliefs running that are keeping you from seeing the situation the way spirit would have you see it. It's close enough for a big green light and an all systems go. It's a good forward, right? When you are in the red or even in the yellow, right, what that says is the way you're looking at something isn't, or whatever's making you feel that way, right, isn't the way your inner being views that situation. And the reason that you're not viewing it correctly is because your inner child has a situation running that is a program running, a belief running, that is keeping you from seeing the situation in a way that brings you up into the higher realms of the vibrational scale, right? And it's not about feeling good for the sake of feeling good, but I will say that when you are in the green, law of attraction states that which is likened to itself is drawn. So when, and our feelings, our vibration is based on our feelings, I should say. And so what you feel, you attract. And so when you're in that green, you're attracting more to continue to feel that way. When you're in the red, you're continuing to attract more to feel that way. When you're in the yellow, you're really attracting more to continue that as well. And if you allow your mind to bring it down, you'll go from yellow to red pretty quickly if you have no way of processing those feelings, right? So this means, what I want to say before I say that is that the reason that your inner child has that belief running is because we have subconscious programs and thoughts continuously running for us, right? And so subconscious thoughts are thoughts that you don't know you think. You're not aware you think. Just like beliefs. You have subconscious beliefs that you're not aware are even there and creating an issue for you. And it is really important for alignment. And I'm going to quote, I love my first life coach, who certified me from Holistic Learning Centers. His name is Fidel Conzo, and he's a Jersey Italian. And he used to say, you got to get to the thing behind the thing behind the thing, right? And that's when we really learn to kind of process our feelings. We can understand like the reasons that we feel the way we do, right? And we can then make different decisions that bring about different outcomes, because the truth is that how you feel creates a difference in how you see the world, and how you see the world determines the steps you take, and the steps you take determines the outcomes that follow. Its cause and effect. And so one of your greatest tools is to really have the ability to process those emotions. And so there are different parts to alignment. Certainly, we're going to talk about more of those. Meditation is really important. Managing your mind is really important. But that is a very important piece. And so, Linz, let's talk about what it looks like when we're aligned and when we're not aligned.
Yeah, so when we are out of alignment, let me use traffic as an example in the days that there was traffic, pre-COVID, right? So if I'm in Jersey, so keep in mind the traffic, right? So if I'm aligned when I get up in the morning and someone inevitably cuts me off in rush hour traffic, as we do in New Jersey, it's more of like a bless your heart, I'll pray for you, right? If I am out of alignment, it's like a middle finger and a number of expletives coming out of my mouth all at once, right? And there's actually a zing I get through my body. It's like a visceral feeling that I get, that I'm just like, I'm annoyed. I'm so angry that this person cut me off. But when we're aligned, we really just don't react. You know, you kind of notice it and you're like, meh, you know, I let you cut me off. You're welcome, right?
Everybody's got a day.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Basically, you're aligned when you feel good. When you don't feel good, you're not aligned, bottom line. There's no amount of shoving down how you feel to pretend that you feel good when you don't feel good, if the feeling is the basis for what your law of attracting and what your creating in your life, right? So alignment is very important to what it is you want to create, you know? When you're aligned, when we're aligned with spirit, and it is aligned with spirit, when that bone is hollow, right? I am at the clarity of my messages. It amazes me sometimes. I am not aligned, I can get in my way like nothing you have ever seen in your whole entire life. And someday I'll share a cat story with you, but it's it's really horrible. I won't share it here.
Yeah. Wait for the course for that one.
Yeah, maybe I'll have the guts to share it by then. But you know, it's like if you know, if someone on a day where I'm aligned, if someone says something to me and it's a little bit off or whatever, aligned, I'm like, well, you know, they're having a bad day. You know, maybe they just whatever, you know? If I'm not aligned, right, I take that so personally. I'm sorry, you know? Like, and if I am spinning that over in my head, I know it's about me. It's not about them. It's right because I'm having the reaction to it, and our feelings are in our body. What else, Linz?
I think too, people can relate to like when you feel like you're in the flow of doing something or creating something like a project or something, right? When you're aligned,
Yeah.
you might be doing it for 6 hours, but you're like, whoa, where did the time go, right? We say, I was in the groove or I was in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And when we try to do that same project from an unaligned place, like we want to throw the laptop out the window, we want it, right? It gets frustrating. We don't have patience. And so it's a very, very, very easy to spend more efforting and more energy expenditure and emotional expense when you're not aligned there.
Truth. And also, you know, when you're aligned, you're full of energy. You're feeling inspired, right?
Yeah.
Now, you know,
With alignment too, I feel like when you are aligned, you might be putting effort into the things that you're doing, but they feel effortless. They energize you, they fuel you. When you are out of alignment,
yes.
you're putting forth effort and you feel drained, you feel fatigued,
Right.
you're exhausted. So
Exactly.
even just put yourself, how do you feel at the end of your workday? Are you fueled and energized by whatever your work is, whether you're, you know, stay-home mom, whether you have a corporate
Right.
job, whether you're doing something else? Or are
Yeah.
you totally exhausted and fatigued
Right.
after
Yeah.
a long day? That'll tell you whether
Right.
you're aligned or out of alignment.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And so, you know, when we are inspired and there is nothing to keep that from flowing, right? When we're keeping ourselves clear, right? And it doesn't, trust me, it's rare I make it to a full clarity. Like that is not a place like it, you know, we're not expected to get there. This isn't about going and sitting on some mountaintop. It's about connecting to yourself and getting yourself aligned enough so that you can understand the best way to go in your life, to be directed in that way. And so one of the things is that I don't make a decision on anything unless I'm in an aligned place. So unless I am aligned, if there's a decision to make, and like, let's say I'm emotional about it because there's a component that I don't feel comfortable with, I don't make that decision until I've processed that emotion and gotten that part of myself on board. My inner child's got something going on and a belief funding. I don't want to bring that into whatever I'm creating. I want to heal that first, make her feel good and powerful so that she feels good stepping forward. If I feel like I'm getting like I'm trying to create something and blocks keep kind of being thrown in my way, I know that that's off. Something's not right there. That's not aligned. I don't move forward, right? I don't drag things down. I don't pull bloody stumps across finish lines, right? If we want to be in the ease and control and flow of our lives, we have to really step back and breathe. So on that, Linz.
Yeah. So there's a number of reasons why the breath is so important, but number one is that when you breathe in, spirit is coming in on the breath. And so we use the breath to just take a moment to center ourselves. I'm sure many of you have heard that throughout the course of the day, our breathing gets very, very shallow. And the more stressed we get, the shallower our breathing is. We quite literally cut off spirit from entering our body and helping us to process and move and ground and center whatever we need in that moment. And so one of the tips that we want to leave with you tonight are, well, one breathing technique, but I want to talk a little bit about breath work in general. Breath work is becoming more trendy now. So some of you may have heard of it. Some of you do breath work with me. And so there's, breath work that you can do in the moment, right? Which is one technique is called box breathing, which I'm going to teach you here in a minute. And then another type of breath work that I practice. So Tina said earlier, meditation is super important. But for any of you who are like me and Tina, who have very strong minds, sometimes meditating just doesn't cut it, right? The mind just is too busy. You get distracted. You feel like it's not working. Then you're worried if you're meditating right. And that's so not the point of meditating, right? Because we just start to judge it and then it defeats the whole purpose. So with breath work, the type of breath work I facilitate is called pranayama breath work. And so it consists of bringing in more oxygen into the body, and it stimulates the hypothalamus gland to release endorphins through your body. And it is quite literally designed to quiet the mind. And so for those of you who have trouble meditating, breath work can be an effective tool or technique to really help you quiet the mind in as little as 6 minutes. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing. Likewise, if you're going throughout your day, sometimes we're in traffic and we're in, in work, or like you're about to unleash on your kiddos, or, something happens. Sometimes we just need to pause and take a breath. And so box breathing, or this 4x4 breath is a very quick, effective technique that just helps you reconnect, recenter, and quiet the mind in the moment. So if you all just, you can close your eyes or you can soften your gaze or not. It's completely up to you, but you're going to inhale for 4, hold it for 4, and then exhale for 4. And we're going to do that 4 times. So before we do this, on a scale from 1 to 10, just notice where your energy is or how you're feeling. Are you a 1? Are you exhausted? Are you a 10? Do you feel like anxious, revved up? Just notice on a scale from 1 to 10 where you are, and then we'll reassess after we do this breath. Okay, so inhale for 4. So in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now exhale slowly for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do it again. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Now do it on your own for one more round, starting with that inhale. And you're holding, and then you're exhaling. And then just check in with yourself, on that scale, just notice is it the number the same? Did your energy increase? Did it decrease? How does your mind feel? More calm, more busy? Just notice whatever, is going on for you.
So I love this breath, and I also love Lindsay's breath work. So I would encourage you to check that out. This breath work really was another game changer for me. Oliver makes me do this box breath or the 4x4 breath anytime I roll. That's the deal. Anytime something happens and I go, it's like my immediate sign that I need to just step back and do that breath. It really helps you not to allow yourself to go down those roads, because after, you know what comes. I can't believe that happened, right? The story comes, right? So just taking that second to just stop and take that breath instead, make that conscious choice. It can change the whole course of whatever just happened for you. The Divine Family Program is so near and dear to my heart. This process was channeled by Oliver to help us learn, excuse me, how to develop a relationship with our inner child so that we can lovingly and compassionately heal the wounds of our past once and for all. This process teaches you how to connect to both spirit and your inner child to aid in your awareness of your subconscious patterns that are driving your unwanted and probably repetitive experiences that you're having even today. You will be taught how to love and reparent that inner child, and how to understand and raise the level of your masculine and feminine energies in a way that brings about balance in your life, so that you can appropriately reparent that inner child in a way that helps them create entirely different and more joyful tomorrows. The program originally rolled out in 2018, and it's now been expanded in some incredible ways. We've gone deeper into the inner child, creating a really fun way to determine your inner child's primary archetype. We've expanded the intuitive development portion of the program. This is truly foundational in the program. We have also expanded the masculine and feminine energy portion of the program. And as I said, this is so important in creating balance, and especially when it comes to reparenting your inner child. And I'm really excited to say that Lindsay will be bringing pranayama breathwork to the Divine Family Program. It's absolutely one of my favorite practices. And Lindsay is phenomenal, and I'm so happy to have her joining us. This program really works. I've been coaching people for 14 years, and even in the 6+ years that I've been practicing in Sedona, I haven't seen anything like it. Because this program has just been expanded, and even more because people just really need this right now, we are making an incredible offer. For as little as $333, you can join this 10-week Divine Family Program. Again, it is a 10-week online course on a great platform called Zenler. And every week from October 14th through December 16th, we'll be meeting on Zoom calls for 2 hours every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for divine discussions. Every week there will also be prep work. There'll be a short video that you watch prior to the divine discussions and a small assignment that'll help you prepare for our session. And then every week also there's homework, because I believe if we practice, all will come. An angel who's been helping me said that this process was like getting a PhD on the inner child. And she's right. It's also incredibly healing. If you'd like to join us, you can register. You just pay via Venmo, PayPal, or credit card. And it's $333 if you pay via Venmo or PayPal Friends and Family. PayPal, I am at paypal.me/Tina Provenzano. At Venmo, I'm at Tina Marie-Provenzano. Please remember to choose the friends and family option. Or if you want to pay by credit card, you can do that, and it's $350 to pay by credit card, or if you pay via PayPal without the friends and family option. This is an introductory price, and I am thrilled to offer it to you at this time. The course will definitely be offered again in the future, but not at that price. And so when you send me payment, I'll be sure to send you a confirmation. We will also be offering throughout the course of the program one-on-one coaching from Lindsay and I at the price of $150 per session. And this will help you take the work even deeper. With me, you'll have the opportunity to work on developing your intuition, inner child and conscious parenting work, or also boundaries. So those are 3 separate opportunities. And with Miss Lindsay, you'll have an opportunity to go deeper into the breath work and also discover any blocks that you might have to your purpose with hand analysis. So those are 2 great opportunities to work with her. If you have any questions about the program, I am really happy to discuss it with you. Just send me an email at tinamariepro@gmail.com and we can set up a quick chat. I would love to speak with you. Until then, I hope you join us. Take good care.